Today we are reviewing a hardy Mahindra SUV that's powered by the Scorpio's diesel engine. It can seat up to 9 passengers and it's got Bolero in its name. This is the Mahindra Bolero Neo Plus. Now it has been around since 2024 and we finally managed to get our hands on it. So here's everything you need to know about it. Originally known as the TUV 300 Plus, this people mover was rebranded in 2024 and it is now available in two variants priced at Rs 10.77 and Rs 11.80 lakh. This places it above the sub 4 meter Bolero Neo, which costs between Rs 8.49 lakh and Rs 10.49 lakh, and below the Scorpio Classic, which starts at Rs 12.9 lakh. The Neo Plus's design is more utilitarian than aspirational, so you don't have any of those modern crossover-esque elements. This is a car that wears functionality and ruggedness on its sleeve. You still have an imposing front end, you have thick, high-profile tires, ample ground clearance, a solid side step to get in, and you have this black body side molding, which Bolero owners fondly call as cattle pushers. Now this molding does well to break the visual height of the car. The Bolero Neo Plus shares its wheelbase and pretty much the entire front half with the sub 4 meter Bolero. However, the latter half has been elongated in order to accommodate a pair of side-facing rear seats. And at the rear you have a proper tailgate mounted spare tire. So when it comes to character, the Bolero Neo Plus has it in abundance. The cabin mirrors the exterior's no-nonsense theme. Hard plastics and basic switchgear dominate, but everything feels durable. Beige and black upholstery with silver accents adds mild visual relief. The driving position is commanding, though the front seats lack support. Middle row space is good for 3 adults with adequate headroom and legroom, but an upright backrest and no rear AC vents hamper comfort. Access to the side-facing third row is via the tailgate. Space is tight, making it best for shorter trips or smaller occupants. More importantly, there are no seat belts, and this is a rather unsafe place to be in the event of a collision. What you do get here are butterfly windows, which help with ventilation. In the absence of passengers, folding these seats liberates a healthy 696 liters of boot space. As far as features go, the top P10 variant gets essentials like 16-inch alloys, fog lamps, keyless entry, a 9-inch touchscreen, electric mirrors, rear armrest, and a rear wiper. Basics such as power windows, power steering, and AC are standard. Safety includes dual airbags, ABS with EBD, parking sensors, and central locking. No ESP or siren curtain airbags here. With that, it is time for the drive experience. Unlike the sub 4 meter Bolero and Bolero Neo, which are powered by a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbo diesel engine, this Bolero Neo Plus is powered by a 2.2 litre M-Hawk turbo diesel engine that also does duty in the Scorpio Classic and the Scorpio N. However, compared to those cars, refinement levels are much lower. So while you hear a sweet rumble in those cars, this one sounds a bit too clattery and a bit too crude. Also, this engine has been detuned in the Bolero Neo Plus, so it makes about 120 horsepower and 280 Newton meters of torque. But what's really impressive is how that torque is delivered. This engine is very tractable and very drivable. You can even make upshifts at as low as 1500 RPM, and this engine has ample power to pull you forward. And that just adds to its drivability. You don't need to constantly downshift or work the gearbox to get a move on. Overtaking feels brisk and effortless, although the engine clatter can get a bit too intrusive. To put its performance into perspective, it accelerates to 100 km per hour from a standstill in a respectable 13.74 seconds. But what's really impressive are its rolling acceleration times, which are comparable to a 203 horsepower turbo petrol Scorpio N. These simply speak volumes of this engine's excellent drivability. Typical to a hardy body-on-frame Mahindra SUV, the Neo Plus also feels engineered to take a beating. It's got that toughness and the robustness that modern monocoque SUVs can only dream of. Despite the sophisticated double wishbones at the front and multi-link suspension at the rear, ride quality is far from impressive. You do get a lot of movement in the cabin at all times and at all speeds. Yes, it feels tough and you can tackle the worst that our roads have to throw at it. However, it doesn't feel as planted or as composed as any modern monocoque SUV. In fact, The ride is quite busy and you can feel a lot of movement at all speeds at all times. The tall center of gravity means that body roll can be felt when you make quick direction changes or when you are taking those bends. That coupled with a steering that's pretty vague, this isn't the car that you'd want to drive in a hurry or in a spirited manner. So that's the Mahindra Bolero Neo Plus for you. And now, here's our verdict. At a sub 12 lakh rupee ex-showroom price, the Mahindra Bolero Neo Plus is a practical, rugged, no-nonsense SUV that does everything that it's designed for, which is simply to transport people while tackling everything our roads have to throw at it. So while it doesn't charm you with its sophistication, it certainly earns respect through capability.